author of Quality Connect, and today we're going to be talking about, is building up to code enough? Here's a quote from Napoleon Hill: "You can start right where you stand and apply the habit of going the extra mile by rendering more service and better service than you're now being paid for." And a simple stat that we've got from Stats Canada: there are over 15,271 single family homes completed first quarter of 2019. So things are looking up, folks. And now today, Andrew, you've been building for quite a while. Tell me a little bit about your experience with building up to code and so forth.
Building up to code is a touchy subject. I know there's some people that have really nice home shows on TV that aren't really the big fans of minimum code and curse it and swear it to the end. And there's a lot of minimum code that it's definitely bare minimum. A lot of it comes down to price. With the stress test, the mortgage stress test, people are losing out on a lot of home sales. Same thing when I get people, they come through and they see the home shows and they're like, yeah, I want spray foam everywhere. I'm like, that's perfect. Here's the dollar amount for it. And then they go, is the minimum code that bad? And that's where you get a lot of the questions. Is everyone would love to build to 10 times minimum code. But does your pocketbook support it? And then if you're building it for a spec home, can you sell for twice the cost of the neighbor? Will you get a return on that? And a lot of times you won't.
Right.
So my experience for building homes with minimum code, I've seen, and if you talk to anyone in the industry, they can talk your ear off for hours on the horror stories that they've seen go through. So I don't want to bore you for hours and hours on some of the horrible things I've seen, but minimum code is not one of those horrible things. No.
All right. So first question: how long have you been building homes for?
Let's see. I started off framing when I was 19, and been in and out of between framing and project management and estimating and building my own for 15 years now. Yeah, let's go with that.
So quite a while. Now, how much has the building code changed since you started?
It has changed. It has changed a lot. They're getting a lot pickier with the new home warranties on building envelope. Fire code has had a huge influence on it. When I first started, I'm sure there was fire code, but no one was concerned about it. People would come by and it was more of a recommendation than an implemented code.
Right.
Highly recommend you do this. What if I don't? Well, then that's fine too. So no one, without any sort of reinforcement or guideline, no one really took that serious. And maybe it was just where I was and the people I was working with. But building codes and inspectors, we had green stickers handed out the passenger side of the vehicle that we were told to run in and stick on the house.
Gotcha. Okay, so some things have changed.
Yeah, that would never happen. That would never happen now. We did our best to make sure it was a good product. So it's not like we're trying to slide something past. I was also a laborer, so I had no idea if what we were pumping out was a good product.
Right.
And you'd have a beer inside the site with an inspector, and now not a chance.
Not so much.
No.
So I guess the next question would be, how have these changes made home construction a lot better?
Well, we're learning from our mistakes. I know when I first started framing, squash blocks were highly recommended. Lateral bracing detail was a recommendation. And that was it. And some of the inspectors would ask for it, but they would say, if you should put this in, we recommend it. Now it's a green, like the difference between a green sticker and a red sticker. There were some buildings that collapsed because of lack of squash blocks. We've got backfill issues because of lack of lateral bracing. And so all these things have come through mandatory now. You're not going to get a green sticker without putting this stuff through. Electrical changes, arc faults, and unfortunately we learned the hard way. Fires and stuff like that, stuff comes through. big fires, the big McEwen fires that come through, and now we've got more fire advisory when it comes to building code. That the fire department has a say into how we build homes, how close we can build them. You know,
Right.
no one ever heard of putting drywall on the outside of a residential house, and now you drive through some of those neighborhoods with skinny homes, and there's drywall on the outside, there's drywall on the inside before anything else goes up. So that we're learning from our mistakes. We're trying to make them better. We're trying to make it stronger house, safer house, more fire retardant. Blower door test for air efficiency to try and see how tightly sealed you can get your house and still vent it, obviously, properly.
Wow. Now, how many times have you seen a home that was built to code but still had tons of problems?
Oh, all the time. I say it all the time on the YouTube channel. The city inspectors are safety code officers. They're there to check to make sure everything is safe.
Okay.
And that's it. You can have the most out of square room. You can have the ugliest stucco on the outside where it just goes like this. Screws are popping out of everything. That's not what the city guy is there to inspect. He's a safety codes officer to make sure your house is safe.
So the house will be safe, but maybe a hot mess.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, how many times have you seen builders cheat or hide shoddy workmanship to get a pass from a building inspector?
Too many times. And the sad thing is everyone thinks this is going to be on the small houses, the low budget, like the affordable homes. I don't think in my entire time I've seen an affordable home built shoddy. But I have seen some $1 million plus homes with more hockey tape on the electrical wiring than you could imagine. Like must have been a Costco pack of hockey tape to tape all these wires together, and notes on junction boxes. Please cover with drywall. Because the drywall is not going to do it because it's not allowed to. But builder rights on it. Insulation passes, and they're ripping insulation out to put shelving in exterior walls. You see that stuff, unfortunately, in the $1 million plus homes. As shocking and sad as it is, that's where you see it. But
that's unfortunate.
You don't really see it in the smaller ones.
Yeah, everyone looks in the $1 million plus home.
Oh yeah, they put a huge chandelier in, so everyone's staring up at the chandelier and not at the water leaking in the basement.
Yeah, don't look at that.
Yeah, pay no attention to the water line.
All right, so now is a city inspector going to guarantee that you're going to have a great home when it's completed?
He's going to guarantee that it is safe. You're going to have handrails everywhere. You're going to have the window egress at the right height. You're going to have smoke detectors, you're going to have carbon monoxide detectors hardwired in, your electrical is going to be safe, your plumbing, all the plumbing flows downhill, so that's going to be going good. Your HVAC system is going to be done right. Your insulation at the time of inspection would have been done right. So you're going to have a safe, well-heated home.
Okay.
Whether floor can squeak at every step you put down, that's not a safety issue, that's a new home warranty issue. Your drywall can look like it's out of Dr. Seuss's playbook. That's not a safety thing. Like your doors can squeak and jam, and the latches don't line up. Your fascia can go like this. Your eaves trough can pool to one part of your roof and rot your roof off in a year, but that's not a safety thing.
But it's built to code.
But it's built to code.
All right.
So the code that they inspect is good, but it doesn't cover enough. That's a whole other.
It doesn't cover a bad builder.
Yeah, it doesn't cover bad builder.
Yeah. So now, how can homeowners protect themselves?
It's all in the trades you hire. Good quality trades take pride in what they do. They know what they're doing. They're there to deliver a good product. They're not fly by night. They're not here to make it rich off of you. They're going to do your house. They're going to do your next house. They want to do all the houses. They want all of your referrals. They want all of your business. They're going to do a great job, and they're going to communicate issues to you. They're going to say, look, this is what we're running into with your house design. How do you want us to solve this? Or this is what I would recommend. Or this is what I would want to do. Short of hiring really good trades, is getting inspectors in, getting a home inspector in, because a home inspector is going to spend a day going through the house.
Right.
Whereas a safety codes officer, he's there for 45 minutes to inspect what he's there to inspect. So he's going to look at, strictly electrical or strictly plumbing. Whereas if you bring a home inspector in with their heat cameras and their moisture sensors and everything like that, they're going to check everything. They're going to make sure that it's done right.
Nice. Now, in what ways do really good builders go the extra mile to push beyond the code's minimum standards?
Good builders have spec sheets. They have a spec sheet and a scope of work for every trade. So every trade knows what is required of them. It's nothing's left to guess, or nothing's left for, how do you normally do it or anything like that. They have spec sheets, and then they have someone go through and check it. They have a site supervisor that says, they go through the roofer's spec sheet. This is what the roofer was supposed to do. This has been approved by everyone at the office, and this is the best code, or this is our best practice for this model. And then they go through and check it and make sure they did what they said they were going to do.
Nice.
Because everyone's human. Some people miss things.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that you had a shoddy trade. It just means that they missed something. It was Friday afternoon, and you go through and you check. You go through and you check your spec sheet and your scope of work to make sure it was done and it was done properly.
Perfect. Now, is there a lot of cost to go the extra mile and have those checklists in place?
No, not at all. A lot of them will have their own spec sheets. You talk to a good framing company, they have their own spec sheet. This is how we normally frame. Take a look at it. Let me know if you want me to change something. Plumbers have their own spec sheet. You can also cheat and just take other people's spec sheets. Go to a builder that you like. Go online. I've got some at QualityConnect. If you want to reach out to me, I can send you what we do for a standard spec sheet for everything. And then take it, use it as a template, change what you want. If you've got in-floor heating, add it to your spec sheet. If you don't have it, better take it out, because your plumbing quote's going to be huge. But yeah, get a spec sheet, get something that says what you're going to go into the project with and what you're going to check. You should have it at the start anyways. Your trades need to have that to quote properly.
Right.
And it's a great sales feature. You can say, look, this is the house, this is what we put into it.
Exactly. And that's something that you should all do, is put some extra work into what you're doing so that you can differentiate yourself from different builders in the marketplace. So I guess that's all we have on this topic for today. Thank you so much for stopping in and checking us out. If you like what you saw here and you got something out of it, please give us a thumbs up and leave some comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And then we can continually come up with new topics and new ideas on how we can help you become a better builder. So from Trevor and Andrew, that's all we have for today.